Assalamu alaikum. My name is Maaz Ahmed and in this video I will be explaining the lab number 3 of microcontroller subject. So in this lab we are required to introduce and implement the C programming on Atmega 328P and interfacing 7 segment display with Atmega 328P using Atmos Studio and Proteus. So here I have my first task right here. So in this task we want to understand what the input is. So if I open the file right here, this one is the code. So here we can see that if x x is the value that we are receiving as input from the port C or pin C, as we have declared the port C as input and port B as output. So x modulo will be defined, and if it is equal to 0, which means it is divisible by 2 and it does not have any remainders, then this whole code will be implemented. Each of its bits will toggle on and off for some time before moving forward to the next bit. Otherwise, if it is not equal to 0, then it will follow the same pattern but in the opposite direction. So if I have already uploaded the code in my Proteus, so if I run it, so we know that if I press the button 1 from here, this means that our input is 1, which does not give us 0 as remainder. So if I turn this on, so see that the sequence has been initialized and it will keep on moving downward one by one. So our code is working. So now let's move forward to the next task. Our second task for this lab is to implement a counter system using a 7 segment display. So if I open my file from here we can see that we have implemented the whole code right here. So it will check an int count will be passed in the 7 segment function, and if the count is 0, then it will turn the 7 segment in such a way, turn on 7 segment display in such a way that it displays 0, and it will be according to each of the number that we receive as input. So if I go back to my Proteus and run this file, I can see that it is displaying numbers one by one after each iteration, after each count is being iterated by one and incremented by one. So our counter is working. So now let's move forward to the next code. Our next code involves hex keyboard and 7 segment display. So if I run this code, and here I can see that if I press, let's say 5, the 5 number is being displayed. If I press 4, I think there is an issue in the loop. So if I run this again, and here we can see that if I press this time, let's say 9, the number 9 is being displayed. But what if I press 8, the number 8 is being displayed, and 7, 7 is also being displayed. So now let's move forward to something else like 1. 1 is being displayed. So our code is working. Now let's move forward to our next task, which is right here. And we can see the code here. Depending upon, oh, sorry, this is not the right code. So that's it from this lab, and I will see you in the next video.